call it ska.
Oh, okay.
Right? And the ska had the walking bass just like jazz, some of the American shuffle that had a pattern. Because original jazz, of course, is a walking bass, as they say. Louis Jordan was one of the artists who was very, very popular. My mom and dad told me about Louis Jordan first. He made one of the first major world hits in about 1946 with Choo 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 Boogie and all of these songs, walking bass. And he's a guy who is accredited for changing jazz to rock and roll. There wasn't rock and roll before that. You see? And his music and that style of medium shuffle is what we adapted. Called it ska. From ska, of course, we have rock steady. From rock steady to reggae, now we have dancehall, we have hip hop. Why I'm telling this story? Most of us focus on being a recording artist, a big star.
Right.
But I am trying to preserve the Jamaican music history from a different angle where it really matters, because academia preserves culture. And that's what I'm about. I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. I realize what the Europeans have done, what they did with classical. If you want a degree in music, you have to study classical.
Right.
Now, all the classical music are what it was. Just the popular music at the time.
Yeah.
Very popular music now is reggae, and every country on earth have a reggae now.
Right.
So reggae is classical.
Okay.
And I am determined for it to take its rightful place in history.
So, have you actually gotten your program into schools?
Yes.
You have?
Yes,
Tell
I was
us a
coming
little
to that.
Oh, okay.
The first stage is volunteering our services.
Right.
I go to the SOS Children's Village. We have an alliance with them for the past 5 years. And if I wasn't with you tonight, I would be there teaching the kids.
Oh, okay.
It's on Thursdays.
Right.
And I teach them music for free.
Oh.
I give them the history too, because if this thing is going to live long after I am gone, they have to pass it on to the youth. They have time on their hands. So I bring the music for free. I also work through some of the public schools again, through another non-profit organization who is doing something similar to what you do. They just don't have a music program, so I fill that gap for them.
Oh.
So I'm taking the music back to the public school in that sense. I also have another program similar, where I take a skeleton crew of my band, like a 5-piece, and we go to the schools and we demonstrate the same program that we're going to be doing Sunday.
Oh.
The only difference is the one on Sunday is like a Broadway review.
Yeah.
It's a big to do, big production, 20-piece orchestra. This year we're adding a string section for two cellos, 2 violins. We have horn section, 5-piece rhythm section, and some of the guys double up too, because Ishka plays instruments, as you know, and Hershey plays instruments. My friend Crosley, who is one of the awardees.
Okay.
He also one of the original bassmen playing with Bob Marley and other guys when he was only a teenager for Studio One. And that's why I decided to honor him too, because we are trying to tell the story in entirety, because there are so many people who have been left out.
Yes.
You hear the narrative about Jamaican music, first thing comes to everybody is Bob Marley, weed, and the picture in mind. But it's so much bigger.
Right.
And Bob is not our first record artist who got a record contract.
Wow.
They go back to Lord Flea. So we're opening the program with Mentor. Lord Flea was Mentor.
Yeah.
Lord
But
Flea.
there's so much more.
So much. Harry Belafonte is also Jamaican.
Yes.
Bob Marley. You know? I'm not putting on Bob.
No, of course.
I love it, right?
Yeah. But there's more.
Yes.
And a lot of us think that, you know, you're talking about Peter Tosh and Bob Marley, and that's where it stays when you're talking about the history.
Right.
But there's some before him, and of course there's some after him. But it's an important part.
And not only in our colloquial music, but you have some great Jamaicans who do things classical and jazz worldwide.
Yeah.
People don't know that they are. So I'm trying to tell the whole story, because the thing is, if someone like myself who have lived it, don't come out and tell the story.
Who will?
In 50 years, the narrative is going to be completely different. You wouldn't ignore that about Jamaican.
Now, so you're talking about this show. We're going to talk about the show a little bit, ma'am. But I also want to talk about how are you preserving it? Do you have a book? Do you have material? So we're going to come to that part. We're going to just park it there for a little bit. Let's just go through the course of the show, because you said it's like a Broadway show, and I've seen clips.
Yeah.
It's not just about music, it's also about dance.
Yes.
And it's also about children involved.
Yes.
Give us a little sense of what it's like, what people can expect.
If there's any hope for us, it lies in the youth.
Oh,
so I am bringing everything to them without compromise.
Yeah. Are we recording this, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
The Radiance major dancers, their parents what the dad is one of the singers.
Oh yes, yes,
And you know Margarita?
I don't know Margarita,
That's
but
Endel's wife.
nice.
She's a choreographer.
Wow.
And so the songs that they choose to dance to are different genres.
Yes.
And they try to have the look because you know every era has its look.
That's right.
So they try to have the right costume
Exactly.
and do the proper dance, whether it's a jitterbug, foxtrot, dancing to the reggae or dancing to the ska to make it look authentic.
Yes,
Right?
that's beautiful. So you have dance, you have, of course, you have the music. You said that you brought in a string section or
A
a
string
horn?
section for the first time.
Oh, okay. So you had a horn section already.
Yes, I always use horns.
Okay.
Because our music is big, and after we get away from the mento, which was a traditional instrument, we imitated everything American. We had big bands, you know, 32-piece bands and all that. What replaced the 32-piece bands was sound system. So I'm also giving an honor to a sound system operator. It's Jamaican culture.
Okay.
We invented that. We invented sound clash. There was no sound clash before us.
Is that something that you had before in the show, or
Yes,
just
last year we had the first. Well, as a matter of fact, last year is when we decided to give honor to these people. But I say our program is still pretty young, you know. This is only the fourth show we're doing.
Yes.
We did the first one at the Broward Center.
Yeah.
This one last year, the one we're going to be doing now is at the theater at the Cultural Center in Pompano Beach. It's a brand new facility that we are also Alliant members. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Oh, and it's actually a beautiful place. I was there just on Friday for David's art show.
Yes, art show. Yeah.
So this art show, if you guys are planning to go, there's going to be, you can check out David's art show first, and then just go straight into the program.
Yeah.
How has the program changed between the first year? Because I'm sure, that, like you've mentioned, there's a few things already. How has the show changed from the first to now the fourth, and it's going to continue?
All right. For 3 years we did the same show, right?
All right.
This year is a completely new show.
Wow.
Brand new songs, everything, more songs, because there are so many people who made major contributions. And you know, if you're telling the story, you have to find a way to interject.
Yes, you can't do it all in one show.
No.
Right.
And I will be writing maybe another third show, maybe in another 2 years. So
Nice.
we're going to run this for a little while.
Yes.
And what I'm hoping for is that if someone with insight and money, because we need some money to do it,
Sponsor.
they could sponsor us and let us create even different companies and take it on the road. I would like for it to be taken on the road. I want it to end up in Broadway, New York.
That would be beautiful, the opportunity for the youth, right?
Exactly, because not only playing the music, but we're also telling the story.
Yes, yes. Is there anything like this that's out there?
No, nothing. Nobody that I know of doing this.
Yeah. American roots of Jamaican music.
Yes.
That's a unique concept as well. You know, I can hear the passion in your voice already. But what really excites you about this whole project before we get into the written and the archives?
Well, I'm a musician who do not just play music. I have a very curious mind. I read a lot. I inspect many things.
You've done a lot of research to get to this point. How many years of research have you been?
I've been researching for probably at least to write this book, because I'm also doing a book. I've been researching for at least 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
But there's a lot of information that I have that is practical experience. I lived it.
Yeah.
Because fortunately for me, the time of the century that I was born and what happened during that time, I was fortunate enough to be a part of it. I'm born in the 50s.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm seeing where everything, the genesis of everything, I'm also seeing the evolution of it.
Okay.
Right? So, I had to study classical music to get my degree.
Okay.
These people don't leave anything out. So I'm saying, a light went off in my head. This is why they're in control. They're very detail oriented. I'm not saying one copy out European. There's a lot of things that I really don't care for. But you have to take the good things from any culture. I'm trying to extrapolate from them and do what I think would be helpful to my own culture, using them as the model. So I want things to be properly documented.
Okay.
You know, it must be documented. People must be given their proper credit, and too many people have been left out. For example, the book that I'm writing, I decided to enter a chapter or two about bands in Jamaica that never had to make a record, musicians that never had to make a living making records.
All right.
And of course, the business was young, so there was not much room for a lot of people to make a record and make a living. There are people who are classically trained or just training jazz, and they were gainfully employed and lived very qualified middle class, upper class life as musicians for generations.
Right.
So those people are there, but nobody's mentioning them.
Yeah.
And these people also make contributions. Sometimes it just take a few of them to go to the studio and play a few licks and a few things because they have so much music knowledge. They are trained, right? And it is passed on to the people who would be normally considered basically colloquial.
Right.
But they learn, so they lift us up. But they are not mentioned. One of the persons getting an award this year, posthumously, is Mr. Billy Vernon.
Okay.
He's a big band leader. Most people don't know who is.
I don't know who he is.
Billy Vernon Ladsdale is a great band out of the North Coast called Celestials.
And he's still around now.
Well, Billy passed. He passed about
okay.
3 to 5 years ago.
All right.
His son Andy will be here to
Okay.
receive the award for him.
Right.
But these guys have given employment to generations of musicians.
Okay.
Classic work where you put on your tux.
Yes.
And another, I've seen all the different changes. There's a time when you put on your tux or you try to dress nicely and go on stage and you do your thing and music is beautiful and all that. And people come out and have a good time. Now, things have changed so much that the people in the audience look dressed better than the people on stage. You see?
Yeah,
so,
we say that all the time.
Yeah, so I'm looking at all of the musicians have to begin to respect themselves.
Yeah.
And everything is about presentation.
It's
like food. If you have the greatest food, you put it on a dirty table. Who
Right.
wants to eat?
No.
So I am trying to bring this back because I'm not doing anything new and so unique.
True.
This is what I lived in Jamaica.
Right.
So I'm trying to bring that back out here to the diaspora. And there are so many millions of new Jamaicans born out here
Yeah.
who really didn't know this.
Yeah.
And so I am bringing back that to our
Bringing
culture.
back the class and the
Yes.
culture.
And it is
Nice.
not. It doesn't mean that no one go down to a club and just
Right,
like
right.
Eugene's.
Sure.
But there's a time and place for everything.
Absolutely. I like that idea, actually.
Yeah.
I like it. People can get dressed up once in a while and
Yeah.
go out, you sit down, have a decent, go to the theatre and
Exactly.
nice,
Yeah.
beautiful. So talk about this book that you know what, before we hit the book, I just want to play a little clip of the event that's coming up, and then you're going to tell us a little bit more about the event.
Yeah.
Where is my little clip? Okay, I'm going to play just a little clip of. I put it. We're gonna come to this little clip in a second when I find it. We're talking to Mr. Eugene Gray, everybody. He is the founder, him and his wife, the founders of.
I'm the executive director. My wife is the director.
The boss.
Head bottle washer. The boss. She do
I hear
everything.
that.
I take care of the music and she takes care of everything else.
Everything else.
Yes.
All
What's the
right.
name
Trying
of
to
the
find out
organization? Name of the organization.
Put together.
So we are Rootz of Music, ROOTZ,
Uh-huh.
Rootz of Music Inc. And as I said, we are a 501c3 organization. I will be residing in Tamarack, so that's our headquarters.
All right, I'm trying to find one of the clips from the event. But I can find it. All right, let's go on. We're going to go on. I'm going to just be distracted trying to find it. But just talk about the book that either is coming or it's out.
I've been doing research for this book for quite a while. I've interviewed a number of people, both an audio and video. Because I was also, I'm still in decision about probably making it the audio book or video book or both, or just cover every format.
Yeah.
I've interviewed people like Mr. Heather Jones, who passed away just a few days before our show last year. He was almost 100 years old on his, when he passed. Mr. Jones is the inventor of the double neck guitar.
Double neck guitar?
Yes, a guitar. One was a bass, one is a guitar.
Oh, wow.
This guy is a scientific genius. That's one of our geniuses.
Yeah.
So I have people like him. He also gave me a copy of his book that has 37 of his compositions for me to use in whatever form I need. So I have those things. I've interviewed Mr. Billy Vernon. I've interviewed Bobby Aiken, who is one of the awardees this year.
Okay.
Interviewed Trevor Lopez, one of Jamaica's quintessential guitar players. He used to be with Carlos Malcolm and the Afro Jamaican Rhythms. And the first Jamaican international band was Jimmy James and the Vagabonds. He was a member of the Vagabonds.
Okay.
The Vagabonds went to England because America wasn't open to us.
Okay.
So they left for England about probably 1962.
Uh-huh.
Right, and they predate the Beatles.
Oh.
They predate Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
When they come off stage, Paul McCartney and all these guys said, then I like go on stage after these guys come. These guys are, I mean, serious bands.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
There's a world hit by Jimmy James and the Vagabonds, Come to Me Softly. It's a world hit. I've interviewed people like those, and I want to include everyone, whatever little contribution. I'm trying to find sometime family members of those who are passed on to see what kind of memorabilia they have.
So you have a lot of content. Do you have a date in mind when this is going to be ready? Because sounds like it's a big massive project.
It is a massive project, and what I'm doing so many things that some things get a backseat.
Right.
But after this show, I hope I can breathe a little bit. What happened last year after the show, we had a hurricane.
Oh.
So that threw me off for about 6 months.
Okay.
And which is a lot of time.
Yeah.
So after the show, hopefully I can get some time to really think
Breathe
and begin to get that out. Yeah.
All right, I found my clip. So I'm going to play just a little clip of one of the. Let's see. And there's Yushka. So you got your horn section there.
Yeah.
The drum.
That's the great Larry.
Okay. All right, so you have some people that you've used on a regular basis. Talk about the people that are involved in the program.
They are handpicked, first of all. There are certain requirements for my band. I like my musicians to be able to at least help themselves on some theory. They can read. It's very important because music is a language.
Yeah.
And just like any other language, there comes a time where you cannot use is, was, but, and simple words. You have to use a little bit of etymology. So it's the same thing. If I write a chord and say, give me a 7 flat 9 right there, you have to know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It makes it easier and flow easier. Even
Yeah.
this evening, we'll have the first hand rehearsal for the show. Everything is written.
Okay.
Give the guys, we're just making sure that everything is what it is. Finish within an hour and a half, even between stopping and checking this and that. Because it flows easier. And you see, I have worked with orchestras.
Yes.
I have done Broadway, I've done all of that stuff, and see how it is done professionally.
Yes. Wow.
I believe if we love our culture so much, try to bring it to the highest level of
that's
expression
amazing.
that you can.
No.
So
Impressive.
my horn section must read, my rhythm section must read. My drummer Carl Wright, he plays in Monty Alexander.
Okay.
So we are jazz people, serious jazz people.
Yes.
But we're telling our cultural story right here now. The bass player with me, the gentleman on that video is not with us anymore. He's gone to he relocated.
Okay.
He's going to be replaced by Akil Karam, who's an amazing drummer. But he's picked up bass. And my friend Crosby over there is also a phenomenal bass player. So we'll be switching according to who is comfortable with whatever song. Akil is a young kid. He wasn't around when some of these songs were.
Wow.
Right, so vocal, you have Ishka, Gershi.
Yeah.
This year we're adding Ted Manbreeze, which is Gershi's older brother. These 3 guys have a sound. And I like when something works, I say don't fix it.
Yeah.
And
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. and it's music, yes. The talent, yes. And I think that have us a gift for putting formulas together that work.
Okay.
But also personality.
Right.
There's a certain amount of ethic
Yes.
and decency that I expect from a musician. No drugs.
Yeah.
None of the alcohol thing.
Right.
Don't deal with the lateness and all of that
Yeah.
stuff, disheveledness and lewd language and conduct yourself a certain way.
Right. I like
respect
that.
yourself. You
Yeah,
want
man.
people to respect.
Absolutely.
So I choose these guys because over working with them through over time, you realize who they are and what they are. So we're building a song.
Yes.
And this is what we're gonna have. Larry McDonald is one of Jamaica's greatest percussionists. And
Okay.
thank God he's still here with us.
Yeah.
He goes way back from the 50s.
Right.
And before I was playing music, he was with Carlos Malcolm and everybody else. And my horn section, as I said, they are the trumpeter this year is a Canadian Jew. One gentleman from Peru and another one from Puerto Rico in the horn section.
Okay, looks like my screen.
Eugene.
Looks like my screen is acting up. Just give me 1 second here. Let's go blank. Alright, you guys, can you still see me on the screen? Looks like our screen has gone blank. I'm gonna reload this page. All right, give me some feedback in the chat room, you guys.
Could I just add one more little thing before them respond?
Yeah.
Remember, this year we also have a couple of guest performers. Sultan Ali, who is the son of Prince Buster. Prince Buster was the biggest cat artist in the 60s.
Right.
So we have Sultan Ali. We also have Sabrina Williams, an immaculate cabaret performer from Jamaica. Did the best interpretation of Miriam Makeba.
Yes.
So we're bringing all those elements.
Yes.
It's a very eclectic evening.
It sounds like, I've seen only clips of past years.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this year for sure. Like you said, it's a sit-down thing, decent, high-quality music. Most of the musicians, not most, of course, Yusha's here. I've interviewed Endel Sabrina, I've heard her. Larry McDonald, I think I heard him play once with Willie Stewart, possibly.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But I know he tours now with Lee Scratch Perry.
Okay.
And a couple of the white ska bands out of
Right.
New York.
But Mr. Eugene Gray, now the first time that I ever heard you was at a Women in Jazz South Florida event. It was right here in Lauderhill too.
John Cartwright.
John Cartwright, yes. It was in the parking lot by where the
supermarket.
The city hall is now.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? That was the first time that I actually saw you or met you. But do you? I know that you probably have some original music.
I have a lot of original music.
Right.
I'm a composer.
Wonderful. That's what I thought. Can you just name one song that you would consider as well known?
Save Some For Me is an instrumental.
Save Some For Me. Because I just downloaded some stuff today. I want to see if I even have that one. No. Can you just name another one?
You can do Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. It's not my composition, but it's a rearrangement of Mercy, Mercy. I haven't seen it there.
All right. Do you have anything that's original that you're seeing?
Little concerto, right? Yeah.
Okay, Little Concerto. Because on this show, I like to try to come up with the original stuff as much as possible. I'm going to play a little bit of this. And if you have time, can we go over? Because I'm just enjoying this short talk.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the sponsors, and awardees? No.
Video still going?
Eugene, yes, you haven't mentioned the date.
Oh my goodness, people are just enjoying that stuff, man. I want to give you some feedback from the chat room. Yes, the music is amazing. The music is lovely. Let's see. Just carry on. Sitting here, snapping my fingers and tapping my toes. Let's see. Got some smooth jazz mix with a reggae fusion there.
Yes, exactly.
Music, says Katie. Out there, I'm loving it. He's a legend, DJ Padras. He's a steel pan player. Okay, yeah. So we lost picture for a while, but we're back. So while we're talking here, I'm also showing a few pictures from the event from last year. So it really is a fusion. It's a night of dance, of singing, of. Do you do any kind of theatrical, or is it just in the dance really? Because
Yeah, we are going to be making it into an act.
Yeah.
I'm hoping someone could come aboard to help us to get a producer who create a storyline around it, and that's why we really want to take it to Broadway. We need that to take it to Broadway, to put a story behind it. The songs themselves still are a story because they are chronologically arranged.
Yes.
And there is a story. It's a lecture performance.
You go through the eras of music, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I show the difference, and of course the song represents what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm just being reminded that I should mention our sponsors and all that.
Of course.
Because how are we able to do this? We don't have time.
Yes.
And,
Go ahead.
And that's why I want people to come out also next Sunday, which is the 26th, at the Cultural Center at Pompano Beach. It's 50 West Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Come out to support us. It's just a $40, price.
Yes.
And you will be royally entertained with this eclectic body of music. What you listened to a while ago was classical and jazz with reggae.
Nice.
And it's called concerto. What a concerto is a piece that highlights particular instrument, mainly like guitar and piano. I mean strings and guitar, strings and piano, whatever. Different type of concertos. But we will have a lot more of that for you. And this year the awardees.
Yes, you want to talk about sponsors? Did you?
No, I'm going to come back to the sponsors.
Okay.
But the awardees, before I get into the sponsors, my friend sitting over there in the room here, Mr. Alfred Crosley, one of the early bass players with Bob Marley and the Wailers. He played on the song I'm Gonna Put It Down. We are a band named the Sharks. You have Bobby Aiken.
Okay.
Bobby is now in his 80s. I'm trying to give him some respect before he leaves.
Nice. That's
And
really nice.
Bobby, these are the guys who really created this thing and left it for us.
Yes.
As I mentioned before, Billy Vernon was passed away. Billy was in his 70s when he passed. Trevor Lopez, a senior guitar player for me, great friend. What do I have here? Bunch of people. Freddie Campbell. Mr. Freddie Campbell is one of my former band leaders. He's the one who introduced me to jazz in my early 20s. He was a drummer with Carlos Malcolm and the Afro Jamaican Rhythms. Kes Chin and the Souvenirs people. You heard these bands before.
I know.
Right? Bobby Aiken, Billy Vernon, Brian Atkinson. Brian went to high school with me in Russies. He was a senior for me. We won our first competition in 1964. The first pop and mentor competition. I was 12, 13. We had a harmonica. I wasn't playing guitar yet. And Brian became one of the legendary bass players also with Studio One. He has now had migrated to Canada.
Oh,
He's coming in from Canada to work for his award. And we are also honoring Meritone sound system.
Oh.
As I said, we have to give credit where it's due.
Yes.
And there was a time in Jamaica where, you know, Jamaican artists would have problems getting their records played on Jamaican radio stations. And the only recourse they had was a sound system operator.
Oh, okay.
You know, so we have to.
Lord Creator.
And one of the greatest of all the artists is a great friend of mine from Trinidad, but he adapted Jamaica as his home from 1962. Lord Creator. You know, Ken Patrick, proper name, we already know him as Lord Creator. He wrote some of our great independent songs.
Oh.
Because he came to Jamaica just about that time.
Uh-huh.
Great cabaret performer. I used to work with him in the hotels and nightclubs.
Right.
And you know, he was a guy who composed Kingston Town, that UB40.
Oh, really?
And UB40 did his whole catalog.
Oh.
You see, unfortunately, he would not be able to travel because of you know, health issues.
Sure.
But someone will be here to collect his awards for him, and he expects.
So this award portion, was this something that you've been doing throughout, or is this new as well?
This is the second one.
Oh, I like that idea to have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The Jamaican Music Excellence Award.
Yes.
Freddie
So how many people
Campbell,
in
Fred
total?
I mentioned Freddie.
Yeah. How many people in total are you recognizing?
This year, so
Absolutely.
8 of them are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. All right.
Last year we did about 7.
Yeah.
This year.
Very good. Very good. So this is not just an ordinary show.
No, it's
But
a complete Jamaican evening. We're also having like a VIP reception.
Oh.
And Jamaican food catered by Mama's Kitchen.
Nice.
That's what we do every year. They have been the people that we use for our foods.
Okay.
So at 5:30, you know, meet and greet. Everybody can get to meet and talk with people and enjoy some Jamaican food while they're there.
Right.
So we get into that mood. You know.
See, I don't think that people realize what this is all about.
They don't know.
Until you start talking about it like this.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Wow.
So it's one of the best kept secret.
Yes.
You know, so I'm advising people, if you're considering coming, get your ticket. You need to call. You can call the theater at 954-545-7800. So let me say it again. 954-545-7800.
How much are
You
the
can
tickets?
also call ccpompano.org.
How much are the tickets?
Oh, you guys, you should definitely consider coming out, because not only is this program going to be amazing from what you can hear, right? But there's also going to be a little bit of art that David Muir is bringing into the night as well. So if you get art, you're going to get dance, you're going to get instrumentalist, you're going to get singing, you're going to get everything is included in this, and also history.
That's the most
History.
important thing. Also, some of us really don't know. It's it's normal. It's very normal.
Yeah.
You know, David's art, what do you call it, reggae reels?
Yes.
It's pretty unique. As a matter of fact, we worked with some amalgamation for this.
Wonderful.
Period. You know,
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it all ties in. So
Okay.
Don't forget the sponsor.
So have we missed anything? Is this
Yes.
is this the right number? 954-545-7800.
yes,
78.
And-
We have our producers in the chat room too.
yes.
954-545-7800 for those listening on audio only. This is the flyer right in front of you. It's on the screen right now. It's the proceeds benefit Roots of Music. So talk a little bit more again about the youth aspect of how where some of these funds are going.
Of course, we're a 501c3. We don't have money, so we ask for donations or we try to raise funds. We also get donation of instruments. Because the kids have to have an instrument to practice. That's the thing about music; it's very unforgiving.
Yeah.
No matter how much theory, if you're not applying it physically. So we sometimes will pass an instrument on to a student, a needy student.
Oh,
that we
okay.
think they, display a certain amount of proficiency, and we need to encourage them.
Yeah.
By the way, let me not forget, we are also trying to work on a scholarship fund
Oh.
because I don't want to start something I can't finish.
Yes.
So I'm trying to stay into their lives. I
Yeah.
don't want to just appear and then disappear.
Yes, yes.
I don't want to disappoint the youth.
Okay.
So those are some of the things we do. We ask for instruments and donations so we can take them on field trips if we have to.
Right.
Give them literature. Everything has a cost.
Mm.
Repair instruments. We have to repair replace guitar strings, get reeds for the saxophones and tune them and so forth. Eventually there will be a great music institute because that was my original dream before I came to this country.
Yeah.
And So this is just the precursor before that comes into being.
Okay.
Let me try to mention our sponsors.
Yes, the sponsors.
Yeah. Okay. We get we get grants, and from the Broward Cultural Division.
Yeah.
You know, we get some of our grants, and Green Spoon Model, which is a law firm. We also get a small stipend from the SOS Children Village just a sponsorship for the show itself. Green Spoon Model, which is another bank. David's photo.
David I. Yeah.
He's one of our photographers.
Oh, okay.
Hot 105.
Oh, nice.
You know, and so forth. The city of Pompano Beach, we are all also aligned members of the theater. So you know, that is one of the little perks that we got.
Yeah.
And accommodations is very important. Someone who helps us very, very well with the accommodations is a beautiful hotel right by the beach in Pompano. It's 717 South Ocean Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Seastep Suites.
Oh, okay.
It's a wonderful place. They are all suites, and each one has their own unique look. It's a unique little place.
Right.
And this lady offered the facility for free.
Oh, nice.
She did it last year, and she's doing it again this year.
Wow.
Even though we have more people this year.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I have to really mention people like those. My friend Mike Etchison on WABS is also helping me out. Tomorrow morning I should be with John T.
Okay. The Morning Riot.
Yes, and WDNA Radio with Flagger.
Okay.
Flagger, the Pearl is a jazz station.
Okay, good.
Is giving us some PR. Tanto Irie gonna be giving us some.
Saturday night.
My friend Rockwell.
Oh yeah, tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be there in person with Rockwell yet, but I know he's playing my ad. And
Okay.
So forth.
Cool. Okay. Good. Yeah, good job. I mean, it sounds like a really, really exciting
It is a fun
event.
You make sure you come.
I'll come in. I'm coming with
When is it
Hamra.
again?
We're gonna take it in
So-
and then report on it as well.
Yes, so it's Sunday, August 26th.
Yeah.
And the show starts at 7 p.m.
7. But
Yes.
come early and
And
if
just-
you want to buy the VIP ticket
Yeah.
and enjoy the VIP reception.
Exactly. It will be
Alright.
very nice. You meet some people.
Yeah.
You know, it's only $40.
Yeah, that's
That's
a full
really
show.
nice.
You
Yes.
know, I mean that's the kind of price that you're going to pay at the Broward Center for Performing Arts Presenter. Maybe more you would pay there for different shows. So why not spend it for our thing?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and support our own thing.
There's a lot of overheads involved.
I bet.
So I don't know how we do it sometimes. Or if there's a mathematician.
So, boss, have we missed anything? Or we got everything? You know what? We're gonna play another song by Mr. Eugene Gray, and in the meantime, we can see if we've forgotten everything because everybody was really enjoying the music. In fact, we've gone over time as far as this interview is concerned, but that's fine. We're gonna just continue to the top of the hour with Mr. Eugene Gray.
You can do our song.
Our song.
It's jazz and reggae. So you go keep scrolling up right
Here. All right. Let's go hear a little bit more from Mr. Eugene's catalog. You got me there. Hey, Marcia. Anybody planning to go? Turn this off. Anybody go in? Chat room. Let me know if you're planning to go, because we can all sit together, all right? You know, you have a certain sound.
Yes.
Most people know that I appreciate, you know,
Yes.
jazz music.
Yes.
You know, I don't just play average.
Only someone who understands music would make that statement.
Anything else you want to talk about?
One thing I want to know.
That music is so nice, Mr. Eugene Gray.
Thank you.
You know, it's a. You fooled me at the beginning there.
That was the whole trick.
But I love the fusion. I love the you know, the variety. You got a little traditional jazz in
Yeah.
the beginning, going into, you know, the reggae jazz, and then, you know, the guitar solo piece.
Yeah.
Real
What I
nice.
try to do is to take the best element from everything. I'm not a purist in that sense. And the people's a roots and culture, not knowing that the guys who really started our music were our jazz players.
Yeah.
They're Ronnie Ranglin, Roland, Alfonso,
Yeah.
Dan Drum, and all of these guys are jazz players.
It's funny that you mentioned some jazz. I've just been playing Jerry Johnson, who has collaborated with various different.
Jerry was my sax player.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Tom and Jerry Hans.
Oh.
After our band broke up, they went with Steel Pulse.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I just met up with him last week. He was in town.
Good guy.
Cultural.
Beautiful person.
Nice person.
Yeah.
And he's been playing. He's played with different artists, like Hammond Perry also.
Yes.
And you know, Roland Alfonso, I think is in there.
That's a Roland here.
Yeah.
This is James. James was the trumpeter when I was with Burning Spear.
Oh.
We're great friends.
So you know all of these guys.
Everybody, that's Perry.
Look at that.
And Sydney probably
Yeah.
produced this. Sydney Mills from Steel Pulse.
Yes. I met him too, I think.
That's family.
I met him. But yeah, I featured this album last week, so I'm gonna be definitely featuring some of your stuff on the show.
Beautiful.
Anything else you wanted to mention before we go?
I haven't released an album in about 6-7 years.
Oh,
For
right.
one reason or another, you know, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on 3 albums right now.
Oh my
and
gosh.
they're going to be coming out.
Right.
I also have work for Yishka.
Yeah.
And how the show is set up, when we do our main presentation, there is an intermission.
Yeah.
And we have the presentation of the awards and all that. Then the band is going to come and we're going to play some of the new stuff and play what we do.
Yes.
Because we play all the historic stuff.
Yes.
But I am also one of the pioneers of jazz reggae.
Yeah.
You know, you Monty, myself, Ernest Ranglin,
Yeah.
few people and the guys in England like Courtney Pine.
Oh, okay.
And those guys, Jazz Jamaica,
Yeah.
they're in the same ballpark.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm the only person that I know of is doing it in the States.
Sweet.
So I'm going to be releasing a couple of albums and some singles.
Yeah.
My friend Crosby also going to be covering one of my songs. I call it Love is Free.
Right.
So we want to present it that night.
Oh,
First
right.
time playing it live since we did it in the studio.
That's good. That's good. That's nice. And you have a place that will be heard here and appreciated
Thank you.
too.
Oh, definitely. I'll send you a copy as soon as it's unreleased.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Eugene Gray, this has been absolutely amazing.
Refreshing.
You know, a treat for me
Yeah.
to hear, you know, just to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah, man, it's
Because
close to, yeah.
As they said in the chat room, you're a legend. You know, it's been a long time since, like I said, the first time I met you in person, and you know, just following you at the background, and I've been waiting for a time like this, so it's been nice. Everybody needs to go out and just give us the final picture one more time, where the date, the time, everything.
Okay. The place is the Cultural Center in Pompano Beach is 50 West Atlantic Boulevard. It's a theater at the Cultural Center at 50 West Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. The date is Sunday, August 26th, and it's only a $40 cost. The time is 7 p.m. So please come out and support us. We are trying to uplift our culture. I'm trying to make sure that I tangibly document my path, the history of my country. It is not for me. I have no exclusive right. I do not own anything. It's for it to be passed on to those who will be coming after me, as I got it from those who came before me.
What's the name of the show?
And the show is called The American Roots of Jamaican Music.
Beautiful. All right, Mr. Eugene Gray and Mrs. Gray, thank you so much for coming and sharing this information. I'm going to be there, and I hope that people do come out and support it and have a good turnout and really just sort of honor this whole thing that you're doing. You know.
Thank you. Last year was a solo out, and we want to be more solo this year.
Beautiful. Thank you.
We have to keep 2 shows.
Yeah, man. Honestly, great. We're going to play another one of yours as we say goodbye for this hour. Let me just go out with one more from your list.
All right.
Which one should we select?
Should I do something unusual? Do Runaway World.
Runaway World. Here we go. Right, this is the last one we're going to play for Mr. Eugene Gray, but not the last time. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Having demonic possession and to make